Most of us are not afraid of failing. We are afraid of being perceived as a failure. Honestly, I get it because it hits your ego and it makes you want to just disappear and not be seen at all. The people that you look at and think are confident, have figured it out, are successful, are joyful, they have just embarrassed themselves way more times than you have. And that is it. There is no clean version of growth because there is no version of growth where you become successful and confident and level up without that awkward phase of failure, without that awkward phase of embarrassing yourself. Social media has literally sold us this idea that everything is supposed to be perfect at the first try. Everything's supposed to be polished and aesthetic, and there are supposed to be no errors. But my friend, real life does not work like that. So now what is happening is everyone is just waiting for everything to be perfect. They're waiting for the perfect time. They're waiting for things to feel ready. They're waiting for themselves to feel ready. And you just keep waiting because that moment does not come. It will never come. You have to act and you have to make errors, you have to embarrass yourselves, you have to fail in order for you to know what works, what does not work, what mistakes you should and should not make. And then there comes a point where everything just seems perfect, but no one really sees how many times you have failed before. And this is something beautiful I read on the internet. It says, confidence isn't what you need before you act, it's what you accidentally build after you survive acting badly. And I think that changed something in me because all my life I've been waiting for things to be perfect until you realized the day is just passing, the time is just flying, and there is no perfect moment. No matter what you do, there is always going to be something that's going to bother you, that's going to make you not want to act. You have to take action because that is such an uncomfortable truth. There is literally no way around it. No matter how many successful people you meet, I want you to just go and ask them how many times they have failed. How many times they were not ready and still they took the action. How many times they have embarrassed themselves. How many times they've made a fool of themselves. How many times they've heard no. But they built high agency and failure was just a stepping stone. Honestly, I feel that failure is such a beautiful thing. People don't realize it, but that phase of your life is also so important. Imagine if success was inevitable. Imagine if you wanted something, you got it immediately. Imagine you never had to work for anything that you got. Would it even mean anything to you? Probably not, right? The only reason success feels like anything at all is because failure was possible. Because you risked something, you risked your time, your energy, your life, your creativity, you risked yourself being seen as a failure. So if you actually try to remove failure from your life, you're not really gaining or achieving anything. Just making your success feel so hollow and meaningless that it would not even mean anything to you. Your fear of failure is literally keeping you stuck because people fear that. Honestly, sometimes people even fear success, which is why so many people feel stuck and disconnected. It's not because they are not doing enough, but because they are not risking enough. You have to be able to take the risk, and it can be anything, right? Or it can be trying something new and being visibly inexperienced, making a fool out of yourself, putting your work out there and knowing it's not your best. Well, I feel like this is something we all go through, which is why we are always stuck in the perfection paralysis, right? And putting the ugly versions of you, putting the foolish versions of you is also so important, and it's a great learning curve. In Stoicism, they actually practice the most negative thinking, right? What is the worst that can happen? And once you realize that, once you imagine all of this, and once you go through all of that in your mind, it kind of just becomes easier. Your life just becomes easier because now you've thought of all the possible scenarios. It just doesn't scare you anymore. And I know this is like very opposite to, oh, always be positive. But sometimes I feel like positivity, a lot of positivity can be toxic sometimes because then you just have your hopes so high up and life is so unpredictable. Just thinking about the worst can actually free you. Like, I feel like that is the most freeing mindset ever. You need to realize that your personality is not fixed, okay? It is literally just a pattern of what you've been willing to do from your past. So, for example, if you avoid embarrassment, you become someone who is playing it safe. But on the other hand, if you lean into it just a little bit, just take the first tiny step towards it, you become someone who tries and who wants to be someone who plays it safe, right? You know what's funny? Most of the things that you're afraid of will ruin your image. People forget immediately. People don't remember all this, okay? People are not going to remember after 5 years what you did today, what you were wearing today, what you said today. Oh, forget 5 years. Not even after 5 hours, or sometimes they don't even give more than 90 seconds of your time to think about you, okay? Because seriously, remember the last time someone embarrassed themselves in front of you. You can't think of it, right? Or you remember it very vaguely. But you literally don't carry it around, right? You don't constantly keep on thinking, oh, you know what? That person fell in front of me. Oh, that person spilled their coffee in front of me. And then that's not something you keep on thinking in your mind, right? So that's what other people do as well. No one really cares if you spilled your coffee or if you looked foolish or you failed at something. No one really cares for more than 90 seconds. Everyone is literally so busy in their own head. And even deeper than that, what are you even protecting? An idea of yourself like I am someone who has it together or I am someone who does not mess up things. But my friend, that version of you is so fragile because it only exists as long as nothing is challenging it. But the moment you step into something unfamiliar, it cracks. And that is exactly why you avoid these situations. Not because you can't handle failure, but because you don't want to update your identity. Growth is not just about adding things and learning new skills, it's also letting go of the past versions of you. It's stripping away everything that's holding you back. Every time you try something new and it does not go as planned, you're literally forced to adjust yourself or redirect. Honestly, for me, there is something kind of very freeing about it. That I love stripping away every part of me to become the version that I want to be, to um, lose my old identities, to unlearn the things that I was taught. Because once you stop trying to maintain this perfect image of yourself, you don't have to stop trying so hard all the time. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. And you don't carry every mistake like it's a proof of something. And this is not about being reckless or intentionally sabotaging yourself. It's more like increasing your willingness to be seen trying, to be seen as not at your best. Because the more you do that, the less emotional weight failure holds on you. Because at one point, it just becomes normal, and once failure starts becoming normal, magical things happen. You stop hesitating so much, you stop over analyzing everything, you stop chasing perfection. And ironically, that's exactly when things start working out more often. And that is not because you stopped failing, but because you stopped fearing the failure. Because at the end of the day, no one is going through life cleanly, no one is making it in life without failures, not seeing timelines being crushed in front of them. So, failure maxing is not about being fearless, it's just about becoming someone who is okay with being uncomfortable. Because when you zoom out, what even is the worst case scenarios all the time? You might feel awkward. You fear people will judge you, you don't perform as well as you thought. And that is it. Compare that to the cost of not trying. Years of staying the same, opportunities being missed, a quieter and a smaller version of your life, and that is a much bigger loss. Yeah, because I just feel like life becomes a lot more easier when you stop trying to be someone who has it all figured out, because no one really has. So, yeah, that's all for today. And if you're still watching, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. And please like, share, subscribe. Yeah, see you next time. Bye.